With Master Duel getting more and more expensive, it seems impossible to keep up with all these ultra rare decks. So I won't. Each week, I will build a deck with 0 ultra rares in the main or extra and take it to the Master Duel ranked ladder. What cards will I draw from the pot of poverty? Okay, so for episode 1, we are using Virtual World.
Dancing, walking, rearranging furniture.
Virtual World is a deck of level 3 and level 6 tuners and non-tuners which reveal themselves to summon onto the field and send their powerful spell and trap cards to the graveyard to give them specific bonuses. To start, here are the 3 best hand traps we can run here. Driver and Gamma are insane, Droll can be game winning, and DD Crow is okay. It can affect quite a few decks, decent enough. The alternatives are Phantasme and like a Bestial, but they're a bit too niche for my liking. Crow is where I'm going. For the VW cards themselves, Toon Yan Yan. This is your normal summon, it revives itself when you summon another level 3 and it turns itself into a tuner. Lulu is the best card in your deck. It is the only searcher you have that doesn't make you discard. It can also search spells and traps. I'll show you which ones you want to search in a second, but this card makes the deck work. 3 GG, it's just a good name, it's a decent normal summon in a pinch, and its end phase recovery is decent. 3 Lao Lao, this card is just nuts, it revives a VW monster so many times you will revive Lulu or Gigi, then trigger Nyan Nyan for insane field presence. Keep this in mind that it's also a tuner, so don't get too clogged up on them. Lily can send 2 types of cards to the graveyard, so it's a good way to get the combo started with your graveyard setup. 2 Gamma Seal, with 0 URs, you really need your non-engine to swing heavily. 1 Pot of Desires, this hit really hurts the deck, you really miss 3 of them, it is just super good, you want it every single time. 3 Kowloon, this is a spell you search with Lulu, it sets a virtual spell and trap directly from deck, and that is insane, but Konami screwed this card up. It has a bunch of additional effects based on the amount of VW gates you already have, and this is a slap in the face for a couple of reasons. 1. Milling is just okay. Despite all the graveyard effects, you don't really want a ton of them. You can kind of get all the ones you need just regularly. 2. All of the virtual spell continuous cards suck on the field besides one of them, so you'll never get the other effects off. And 3. Because one of the effects mills, this card as a whole can be negated by Ash Blossom, which is just disastrous. This deck already takes a lot of damage from Ash Blossom. This as well is just awful, but it is all you have. 3 Qinglong, this negates a monster effect on the field on your turn, which is okay, but in the graveyard you can banish it to add a VW monster from your deck to your hand, then discard a card. It's the first thing you try to get in the graveyard, and drawing it isn't too bad, as it's discard fodder that sets you up for next turn. 2 E-Telly, free bodies is great if you get interrupted immediately. 3 Chalice, it's just an amazing card. Going second it forces out negates, and going first is just boneless imperm. 2 Chuche returns 2 banished cards to the deck to destroy a face-up card, and in the graveyard it can increase or decrease a VW monster's level by 3. This is one of the main centerpieces of your end board, and it's the only thing you want to end on, and it's one of the few ways to deal with back row. 1 Zhuan Wu, this is Monster Reborn at the cost of a discard when banished from the graveyard. For the extra deck, Charge Warrior and Coral Dragon both give you a draw, good for synchro summoning, and Coral Dragon can discard to destroy any card on the field. It's actually really good for board breaking. Hyper Psychic Riser prevents monsters with lower attack from attacking and higher from activating effects. It was an interesting idea, and it can maybe screw over Kashtira or Diabellstar. If it's destroyed, it can add a tuner and non-tuner with the same type and attribute, which is really helpful in VW. Malong is a synchro tuner that modulates its level by 1. This gives normal VW builds the ability to make Barone going first, which is huge, but here it just makes Scarlight, which is a good field clearer and can be made with Gamma if needed. Mistworm is Trishula at home, as it returns 3 cards on the field to the hand. Cloud Castle revives a used level 9. Vermilion Dragon Mech banishes a tuner from anywhere to destroy a card on the field, and it gets the tuner back if it's destroyed by card effect itself. Ravenous draws cards based on the number of tuners you used and discards 2 to destroy a card on the field. It's bad, but it's a quick effect pop, so we make it every time in this build. Breaksword can pop a card on both sides of the field. Gossip Shadow is more than just Rongo's power bottom. It changes a monster's effect to both players draw 1 card. That sounds bad, but we are really struggling for turn 1 board disruption, so we make this. Ashura King is so close to being broken. It's Solemn Strike, it can attack multiple times, and gets decently large, but it requires 3 level 3s. Expensive, but here we do what we must. Utopia Beyond makes the attack of all opponents' monsters 0, and it's 3k. That's why we run it. Fan Fan is our non-destruction removal and can get back resources if your opponent can't read. Enter Blatnir can banish a card from anywhere. You rarely make it in this build, but it's the strongest removal we have. By the way, we're playing in Plat. I'm gonna be real with you. These are not decks I can win against the top tier decks, and the only games I could win would be with like sacky blowout cards that would be so boring to watch. Wow, I Lava Golem evenly matched a combo player 4 times? That's so neat. This series is proof that at the lower non-meta levels, you can win with 0 URs, or sometimes you'll still lose. Now, let's get into the games. Okay, for game 1, this is less about how good the deck is against other opponents. This is just the optimal combo you can go with. As you can see, the hand is kinda crazy. So we start with Kowloon, set Chuche, activate Iteli, summon Yan Yan, activate Lulu, send King, whatever the spell was called again. Summon Charge Warrior. Charge Warrior draws a card. Allow lessen the traps and the spell. Banish Revive Lulu, which revives Nyan Nyan, which we go for Crocosaur. We got Crocosaur, and we might have Chuche live. Activate GG. I messed up here. I should have just sent Chuche at the end. Instead, I sent a 4th one, which is a waste. But I was still able to end on a Shuriken, Chuche, and Ravenous, which is 1 negate and 2 pops. My opponent passes on, and we are up against beautifully Earthbound Prisoner. This deck is absolutely awful. Negate one thing, instantly dies. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. The deck's 2 biggest issues are its consistency and its ability to go second. And as you watch me play against a Dinomorphia player going second with no back row removal, you're going to learn the hard way. And I drew a second Lala, you just love it. Have the judgment for the goddamn Kowloon. Going into Dinomorphia Frenzy to make Kentragina, thankfully Chalice is gonna stop stupid ass Rexstrom from coming in the field, but it's not gonna matter. What am I gonna do? Summon Lala Tribute for Driver? Nope, not even having a chance for that. It's Jover. It's good to be here, man. I love playing against Dinomorphia. I love trap decks. Now, going second against Kashtira, this can be a little easier when you actually open some goddamn engine. I see the Tearlaments engine as well, so I'm deciding to hold DD Crow until one of those pop up in the graveyard. Summon Scarecash, summon Rise Hard. I'm not worried about this at all. Shangri-Ira is bad, though, because Fenrir kind of solos you as soon as you commit to anything. It's a pretty bad card. Thankfully, we are in Plat, so my opponent summons Unicorn for some reason. I don't know why. Go for the Lulu Chuche. They actually stop it with Heartbeat, which is really good play by them. Unicorn goes to target. They recycle a few things to trap. Real quick, he spent like a minute looking in my extra deck looking for like Shen or U or something that was UR, but nope, he just takes a Shuriken, which is fine by me. I'm not using that this game. Summons King Tearcash, I go in for normal summon Lulu, and then activate all my VWs. My opponent says, nah, I ain't doing that shit today, dog. I'm outta here. Easy clap. The Makongo game actually shows one of my favorite synergies in the whole deck, and first to start, we're going to start with our regular Nyan Nyan Lao Lao. We're losing the Graveyard Revive, but you just have to live with that sometimes. You can't always high roll. Grab the Lulu here, reactivate Lulu's effect. We're going to pitch the Zhuanwu. Maybe not the smartest move, but I think we need to revive for this one. Summon Crocosaur, draw another card. Zhuanwu here for Nyan Nyan. Nyan Nyan makes goddamn Gossip Shadow. This is pretty much our bread and butter. You get it now. Set Chuche. Chuche's live now. We needed Zhuanwu to revive the trap, or set Chuche live. Activates Mikanko, draws one off Gossip Shadow, and rolls them for the entire turn. Lightning Storms the goddamn Ravenous because he didn't trust the fact the trap card was Chuche, but nah, that's out of here. Now they can't search, and their best spell is dead. They ended on nothing. Thankfully, we drew a Lulu of our own and have our own Kowloon, so we're able to activate our own Lulu, get started, and my opponent does not want to see anything else. It's done here. For our final game of the night, it's us going first against Sprite. This hand is also quite good. Pretty much Kowloon and a Virtual World can get you everywhere you need to go. Ash Blossom on the Juju is kind of painful. Pot of Desire is here to fix it all though, because bada bing bada boom. Lulu into Chuche is absolutely full combo. Go into normal summon Charge Warrior here just to draw a free card. Search with Qinglong, we can just discard other Lao Lao after we added Lili. E-Telly into Lulu. We needed a target to send a trap card with Lao Lao. Summon back GG, summon Ravenous Crocosaur, draw another card. That's a dead card, but that's fine with me. Summon Lulu back, pitch that useless Gamma, summon Gossip Shadow. A lot of times we end on extra cards because we need them just for their graveyard effect. This duel I decided to finish it up with Fan Fan. He Veilered me for some strange reason. I don't understand, maybe he's new to the deck or something, but Phoenix is chillin', dude. Sprite Starter. This deck cannot come back from Zeus, so you really have to commit them, or stop them from committing to a single 2 on the board. Activate Chuche to remove them too. Maybe not the smartest move, I get triple talented. He used Ravenous on himself, which was very confusing. Normal summons Kiss a Kill. I DD Crow the only Lilla target left, so they can't make anything after that. And from there to go, they're pretty much done. Okay, here are some final thoughts and a score. First category is Strength, and this gets a 4 out of 5. While going for lethal is kind of impossible, that's for a majority of UR-less decks. The power here is that this deck can consistently put up a board with 2 to 3 interactions going first, and that's not too dissimilar to Sword Soul, another strong tier 3 deck. Consistency gets a 2 out of 5, even regular Virtual World bricks like high hell, and this version you're bricking on even worse cards, plus you don't have the Adventure Engine or anything else to fix hands for you. The lack of desires really hurts. UR dependence. How lacking is the deck without ultra rares? Shen is a beast of a boss monster, and not having his constant recursion and floodgate hurts, as not only does it let you make Enter Blatnir easier, but it keeps Chuche live at all times. But the entire engine is all here, and it puts up strong boards regardless. 4 out of 5. Resilience. How well can this deck play through interaction? This deck also cannot play going second without any non-engine. It really struggles against any competent board. All in all, it did way better than I thought it would, and it gives me hope the series might be watchable if I can win some games here and there. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. This is BreadBoyWeeb, signing out.